Welcome to Understand All. I'm your host, Aslakir Gerleaf. Today, we're blasting off into the fascinating world of the space race. So buckle up, put on your thinking caps, and let's embark on this cosmic journey together. Picture this. It's the 1950s, and two superpowers are locked in a fierce ideological battle. The United States and the Soviet Union, once allies against Nazi Germany, now stand divided by the Iron Curtain. But their rivalry isn't confined to Earth. Oh no, it extends to the final frontier itself. This, my friends, is the story of the space race. Let's rewind to October 4th, 1957. The Soviet Union launches Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. That little beeping ball, only 23 inches in diameter, sent shockwaves around the world. According to NASA, Sputnik 1 traveled at about 18,000 miles per hour, taking 96.2 minutes to complete each orbit. The space race had begun, and the Soviets had taken an early lead. The United States, caught off guard, scrambled to catch up. In 1958, NASA was born, and the Mercury program kicked off with the goal of putting a man into Earth orbit. But the Soviets kept pushing the boundaries. In April 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit Earth, followed shortly by the first American in space, Alan Shepard, in May. The race was heating up, and the whole world was watching. Now let's talk about some of the unsung heroes of the space race. Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, the African-American women featured in the book and movie Hidden Figures, were instrumental in calculating trajectories for NASA's early missions. And let's not forget Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman in space, who orbited Earth 48 times in 1963. These trailblazers proved that the space race wasn't just a competition between nations, but a testament to human ingenuity and the power of diverse minds working together. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Both the United States and the Soviet Union faced their fair share of setbacks and tragedies. In 1967, a fire during a launch rehearsal claimed the lives of 3 Apollo 1 astronauts. According to NASA, the Apollo program cost the United States around $25.4 billion, equivalent to over $150 billion today. The human and financial costs were staggering, but the drive to explore and push the boundaries of what was possible kept the space race going. And then came the moment that changed everything. On July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the moon. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, Armstrong famously said. The United States had achieved the ultimate goal of the space race, and the world watched in awe. But the space race wasn't just about bragging rights. It led to countless technological advancements that we still benefit from today. From satellite communications and GPS to memory foam and cordless tools, the innovations born from the space race have transformed our daily lives. It's a testament to the power of competition and the incredible things we can achieve when we set our sights on a common goal. So where do we go from here? Well, the spirit of the space race lives on in the international cooperation we see today. The International Space Station, a joint project between the United States, Russia, and other nations, has been continuously occupied since November 2000. And with private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin entering the fray, we're seeing a new kind of space race, one driven by innovation and the desire to make space travel more accessible. But as we look to the future, it's important to remember the lessons of the past. The space race was a time of incredible achievement, but it was also a time of great risk and sacrifice. As we push forward into the unknown, we must do so with care, consideration, and a deep respect for the brave men and women who paved the way. So, what can we take away from the story of the space race? I think it's a reminder that when we dream big and work together, there's no limit to what we can achieve. It's a story of perseverance in the face of adversity, of the power of the human spirit to overcome seemingly impossible odds. And it's a challenge to all of us to keep pushing the boundaries, to keep exploring, and to never stop reaching for the stars. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a final thought. The space race may have been a competition between two nations, but its legacy belongs to all of humanity. Every time we look up at the night sky, every time we use a piece of technology that traces its roots back to the space race, we're reminded of what we're capable of when we set our minds to something. So keep dreaming big, keep exploring, and keep reaching for the stars, because that's where the future lies. And that's our journey through the space race. I hope you enjoyed this cosmic adventure as much as I did. Remember to tune in next time for more exciting explorations of the world around us. Until then, this is Aslakir Gerleaf, signing off from Understand All. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop chasing your own giant leaps.